We are Michelle and Brian Coleman.
After years of dreaming about it, in 2017, we took our life of adventure to a new level by walking the Camino de Santiago, from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Santiago and then on to Finisterre.
Follow along on this 4-part series as we talk about how we prepare now,
what we've learned along the way,
why we keep coming back,
and what we'll be doing differently on our 5th Camino in the summer of 2023.
In today's video, we are going to talk about the 5 lessons that we have learned on our Caminos.
The first lesson is patience. I just got to put it right out there. Look, see how I said it fast as if I were impatient? Maybe I haven't learned the lesson, but I think it's all about being patient. The most exciting time is the time that you're planning and you're waiting, but you have to be patient. When else do you have to be patient on the Camino?
Oh man, walking some days, you're like, where is that next town?
No, I see the town.
When are we going to get there for lunch? When can I have a nap?
It's funny because in those moments, you really have to remind yourself, this isn't a race. This isn't about getting somewhere. It's about enjoying every step. And let me tell you, that's not easy. It's kind of like how I love to work out because I love the results, but I don't always love working out. And that's a big lesson in patience. I'd love to be even skinnier than I am. I love to feel fit, but being patient through the process is where people fail. And so patience is a big mental thing I work on.
Well, the second lesson ties right into that. The second lesson we've got for you today is perseverance. And honestly, it's all about patience and perseverance, The Camino is hard. Every day is hard. Even the days you think are going to be easy.
And they're beautiful. They're beautiful, but they're hard. Now, why are they hard? What makes it hard? Honestly, that's individual. What is hard is different for everybody. I could be having the best walking day ever. I'm smiling. I may be jamming out to some music, and Brian's over there just gruff, frustrated.
Yeah. The perseverance, the things you're going to have to overcome. Of course, there's the mountains, and depending on the time of year you're walking, it's the heat
or the rain
or the cold, or maybe all 3 in 3 different days. You never just know.
Or it's what's up here. And perseverance is one of those things that you have to push through whatever your struggle is for the day. Sometimes my struggle is I'm just hungry and I have no idea why I'm so hungry. I know intellectually why, because I'm exercising so intensely, but at the same time, it's like, it feels like something other than hunger for food. And perseverance is pushing through to figure out what that is, even if it's a frustrating time and I really don't want to. Speaking of frustrations, honestly, that leads into number 3, the biggest lesson I think we've learned thus far. And let me say, and I think I always kind of preface in the middle here, is learning a lesson doesn't mean we've perfected it. It just means these are the things now we're acutely aware of and are getting better at it because now we know it's something that we can learn, and so we're more open to the experience. But the third one is communicating with strangers. Now, I teach communication for a living, but I'm an omnivert. I like to be introverted.
Wait, you're a what avert? Did you just throw out a vocabulary term, Professor Coleman?
I did, didn't I? I didn't mean to. I like my alone time. I can talk to people. I thrive in groups. I can lead a class like a champ. but I need that time to be alone. And on the Camino, I'm never alone. First of all, I'm with him all the time, and even at home, he leaves to go to work when I get to stay home. But
we have often said that on our Caminos, the only time we have any alone time is when one of us goes to the bathroom.
But beyond that, communicating with strangers, the reason it's a lesson is because it's communicating and you don't know if they even speak English from the start. Like if people are just sitting around talking in their own language, because there's people from all over the world there, you have to be able to have the confidence to say, do you speak English? And sometimes I feel bad about asking that question, but I know how important it is, because the moment they say yes, all of a sudden these can be new friends. And so some of you may go, well, that's not a lesson I need to learn, but boy, I didn't think I needed to either. And it's been a big one.
Tip number 4, try everything. And I'm not just talking about the food, although try all the food. But I mean, let's face it, you're doing all kinds of interesting and unusual things that you would not do in your normal life when you're walking on the Camino. When you have the opportunity to take the Camino by horse, try it. Even if you've never been on a horse before.
But wait, will that make me not a purist?
No, well, maybe not a purist, but you're still a pilgrim. It's your pilgrimage, do it your way. And if that means today you're gonna try taking a taxi, then take a taxi. If you're gonna try the horses, we did on our Camino Portuguese, the Camino by boat, where we were in a canoe that had a little motor on the back of it. So
we told him we wanted the arm workout, and he said, no, you're never gonna make it. We're just gonna use the motor. If you haven't checked out our Camino Portuguese, we'll link it below, because you gotta see that. We were still pretty newbie there.
And it was a beautiful day.
It was.
But of course, also try the foods. You know, you're gonna see some unusual food that you're not used to seeing.
What if it's a fish and it doesn't look like how a fish looks in the United States?
Well, don't eat the head, but it's going to be on your plate.
It will, and it's delicious.
Not the head.
No, not the head, the fish. Oh my gosh.
But try the pulpo, the octopus. Try the various seafoods. Garlic soup, you're going to love it. Some amazing dishes and things that maybe you didn't realize that people in some places of the world eat. We were served pig ears while we were in El Sobrero.
So, we're not going to get into the food. You can watch lots of YouTube videos on the actual food, and if you have allergies or if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can watch lots of videos on that. But the point here, of course, of Try Everything is trying the experiences and the food. I will say we have 2 big tries that are coming up in our 2023 Camino. So make sure you follow our adventure along so you can watch our big new things. And some of you, if you are seasoned pilgrims, you're gonna go, what? This is new? But we're gonna do the bunk room. We're not doing a lot because Mama needs her beauty sleep. But we are gonna do some bunk rooms. We're gonna do more communal dinners. And though Brian will try all the foods and try everything, Michelle is gonna do a bit more trying of everything. And that is a lesson that we've learned along the way. But again, it goes back to that whole idea that I haven't perfected it yet. So I'm working on trying more.
Well, and you know, another hard thing for a lot of people that they're not used to trying is walking up to a complete stranger and saying, hi, what's your name?
Yeah, that's that whole communicating with strangers. That's a big one.
So yeah, they all kind of tie together. The Camino teaches you a lot.
It teaches you so much. And the last lesson that we have for you today, and though there are more, and please leave a comment and tell us, what was your lesson? We want to hear, because we know that we haven't exhausted the list, and we know that we're, mentally preparing for our intention. What's our intention going to be on this next Camino? And these lessons are all about preparing our mind for our next Camino.
All right, lesson number 5.
The last one is flexibility.
Oh man.
If you watched our YouTube video early on in 2019, we walked the Camino Frances from Leon to Santiago, and then we walked the Camino Portuguese, but we had to do part of it by bike. You will see the most humbling moment I think I've ever had in my life, especially on camera. Mm-hmm. And that was when we ended up in the hospital in Santiago. So check out that series. We'll link it below as well. But it was all about flexibility. And the woman in the hospital, our translator, said, "You're on holiday. Why are you doing this to yourself? You're in this beautiful country. Enjoy it." And I think that's the whole thing, is that a lot of times pilgrims are racing to a bed, or they're racing somewhere. They're in a hurry to be somewhere, anywhere. And flexibility is about just the ebb and flow. I remember one of the first pilgrims we met in 2017. She was from Texas. So she'd say, hola, y'all. And we said, well, what's your plan? Do you have a guidebook? And she didn't have a guidebook, and she didn't have a plan.
She had nothing.
She had nothing. And I thought, wow, I envy you, because that's not how I am, but I'm better. I'm certainly better. Are you better? I'm more flexible.
I am not known for being the most flexible person sometimes. And the Camino really takes it out of you.
Flexibility is a big one, and so we're going to take that with you.
Patience, perseverance,
communicating with strangers, trying everything, and of course, flexibility.
All right, we've got 2 more videos in this series that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you click like and subscribe. Like Michelle said, tell us what you've learned on your Caminos, or maybe tell us what you're hoping to get out of your Camino when you finally get to walk someday.
Yeah, tell us when you're walking. We want to know. We want to follow your adventures.